Hello friends. What to do when we experience trauma or something difficult in life and we don't want it to add to our gumball machine. We don't want to get full of more trauma energies or limiting beliefs or trapped emotions. We're on the journey of healing and clearing things out. So what do we do when we happen upon an experience where we're starting to feel something really big, or it's really scary, really frustrating, and we don't want to just swallow it? We don't want to freeze. We don't want to ignore it. We don't want to get overwhelmed. What do we do to not add more gumballs to our system? That's a reference to the What You Need to Know Before Your First Session video, if you don't know that metaphor. Okay, so here's what we can do. There's lots of things. Here are a few things we can do. Take deep breaths. So stuff often gets stuck when we're not breathing, either because we got so scared, or we got so mad, or we got just frozen and are like had really shallow breathing. If you keep breathing, that keeps energy movement through the body. That is going to be one of the biggest things you can do. Breathe, and then you can also tap it out. You can tap on your center meridian, goes down the front of the body. Governing meridian goes from the upper lip up and over. You can tap on your governing meridian. You can tap on your central meridian. You can even pull energy out of the central meridian. And you can just tap and release it. Whew, okay, releasing all the frustration I'm feeling. I'm releasing all the frustration building up in my stomach. Releasing, and you just tap and you just say whatever it is that you're experiencing. So there's a lot of different things that could be involved in whatever your experience is. It could be like just your nervous system. If something was really loud or really shocking, your body and your nervous system could just be like fight or flight turned on, and like buzzing with like fight or flight. So for that same thing, releasing out the shock, deep breaths, have your intention be to help the system come down, releasing out any excess charge, any excess energy, helping bring the homeostasis of your nervous system, helping it come back to zero, the 0 point. And you can do that with visuals as well, just setting your intention that's system, that's what I want you to be doing. Deep breathing, tapping, those are the two things that I find most helpful. And then anything else you notice that's a part of that. Say someone drove by and blew an air horn out their window at you because they were feeling that they wanted to do that, and it startled you, and your baby that you had you were walking in a stroller started crying. So at first it could be like this shock of like, whew, okay, well, I want to release this. I want to process it all. I want it all to drain out right now, like live. I don't want it to get stuck in there and I'm going to have to go back and clean it out later. So whatever is the loudest, I'm releasing out the shock and the startle, and you might need to tap slowly if your system's real startled. Releasing out like frustration and anger at that person. Releasing out frustration that they woke my baby up, that they startled my baby. Anger, I feel so like vulnerable and unprotected that people would want to do that to me. They don't, like I have, maybe that person has a heart condition, and so like you could have really could have risked giving me a heart episode. Lots of frustration, lots of anger, lots of like resentment, whatever is going on. Just tap and breathe and release it out. Identify what you want to have and imagine pouring that energy into your system. You can also tap to bring in. So you can tap and say out loud or in your mind, bringing in peace, bringing in calm, bringing in soothing, strengthening my grounding, flushing all of my energy pathways, bringing in soothing, flushing energy, bringing in love. You can even pray, like praying for God to please send me love and higher perspective here. Please help me see and feel that teenager probably is young and didn't think through these things, wasn't aware of how much parents don't like it when a sleeping baby gets startled. Who knows how much effort it took to get the baby to go to sleep. or any of those things of like, okay, I could see a perspective that could help me forgive the person. They could just be unaware of other people. They could be feeling very impulsive or mad and wanting to, just take it out on other people, kind of displace their frustration. And that wouldn't feel fun. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. I could understand that wouldn't feel fun inside their body. And everyone gets what they give out, so they're writing their own experiences, the energy that's going to be coming towards them. Just any perspectives that help you get into forgiveness, help you get into non-attachment, not taking things personally is great, because humans are so complex. They have so many things that they're working through that taking things personally is just not it's not wise. And even if they wanted it to be personal, like wanted you to take it personally, that's still their stuff too. Like that's still their own limited perspective. Anywho, okay, so tapping and breathing and identifying, acknowledging like, oh, I feel tightness in my throat. Aware of that, release tapping, intention to release out the tightness, taking deep breaths, imagine soothing energy, helping the area expand, bringing in visuals, thoughts, perspectives, whatever you have to assist with that intention. So identifying each of the things that's going on in your system and sending it support with your intention, with your breath. You can imagine breathing into different areas. Maybe your head is feeling like really tight with the emotions or the thoughts. You can imagine breathing soothing colors into that space, into any space that you're experiencing sensations. All right, scribbling is also a handy one. You can grab a piece of paper, do the scribbling exercise to also drain out the stuff, whatever stuff is in there, and bringing in supportive energy. You can do that just through intention, through breath, pouring in all the essential oils, all the homeopathics, all of the herbs, all the emotions, whatever frequencies, whatever colors would support my system right now. This is also would be a good time to do the grounding and centering meditation. You can find that on my channel. Getting grounded, getting in the body, getting your shield strong, getting centered, super, super helpful. And then asking for help, asking for support from the universe, from your source, from God, from your team of angels, asking for support in your system, draining out and receiving support, and also learning your lesson. In my experience, everything in my life happens because there's a lesson for me to learn, or even if it wasn't really poignantly, showing up because I needed to learn a lesson, there's a lesson I can learn so that it's not wasted. Not that it would be wasted, but there's a lesson I can learn to gain from it, to benefit. So releasing out the trauma, the shock, releasing out everything negative, bringing in high frequencies and support, and then support of all kinds, and then also asking your system, what can I learn from this? And then just asking that, you might already start coming up with ideas of, I'm gaining more awareness of how people's choices affect each other, that a part of me also thinks it's hilarious to yell at people outside when I drive by, but now I'm also gaining comprehension that I might not want to choose to do that. Who knows? You can probably gain all kinds of perspectives. If there's anything in my system that resonates with and attracts this type of situation to happen in my life, this happening can be an opportunity to say, if there's anything in me that attracts this kind of thing, I'd like to clear it so it doesn't have to happen again. So I can ask if my system, is there anything that I need to learn about this? Is there anything that's attracting this to happen? And exploring that intuitively and just asking the question might bring things to my mind of, oh yeah, I feel like I deserve harassment, or I feel like I'm not protected against harassment, or I'm always the brunt of a joke, or who knows. If you search and find like, oh yeah, I totally have some beliefs that are in line with this type of thing happening to me instead of to other people. And then that's also a chance to clear those beliefs. Especially for beliefs, these points are handy. Right temple, tapping to bring in a positive belief, and left eye to release a negative belief. Oh, I just found that I have a belief of I deserve to be the brunt of people's jokes. Releasing that out now. Adding in, everyone respects me and appreciates me and treats me with respect, etc. Okay, so there's a lot of other things, and if you have more ideas, feel free to share them in the comments for everyone to hear. And try these things out if they're helpful. If you have any interesting experiences you'd like to share from these ideas or ideas that it spurs in your mind, you can leave them in the comments. I'm always game for hearing success stories and thoughts and new insights.